We are live. Hello, hello. How is everybody doing today? Okay, so just so you guys know, I am looking at two different screens here, so my eyes are going to be going back and forth. So I am so excited to talk to you about this topic today, but first of all, my name is Ashley. I am the founder of Essentially Resilient. If you are new to my page, welcome. If you've been with me for a while, welcome back. I'm so excited to connect with you again. So today's topic was kind of brought about because this is something that's kind of been weighing on me for a while, and I've been watching this happen in my life and in my business, and it's fascinating to me. And I think that a lot of people don't, really grasp this concept right away. I know I didn't personally, so this is why I kind of want to talk about it. So this is a little bit about, if you are building a business, and also just about life in general. So join us. All right. So what I'm going to be talking about is the power of planting seeds in our life and in our business. What happens when we plant a seed? Like whenever we plant seeds, they sprout, right? They grow, and eventually they blossom into whatever you want them to blossom into. So it's the same thing, as what we do in our garden as it is in our life as well. And the sooner, you understand this, the sooner that your business will grow, the sooner that, your goals in your life will come to fruition. So this is, something that is a daily practice for me at this point in time, just in all areas of my life. Including my business, because it's just so important. So, kind of a little background on why are people so impatient? Why do people not want to wait for the seed to grow, right? People want everything right now, and as a society, we are brought up to be impatient. And we have this mentality of we expect results right away because we just don't want to wait for anything anymore. Things have been transitioning over the last couple decades to make us not have to wait as long, right? So some examples are like fast food drive-thrus, like, oh, you want dinner and you don't want to cook it and you don't want to wait for someone else to cook it, let's just go through the drive-thru. And at what cost, right? So obviously that's not something that's healthy all the time. Technology, our phones, we have everything at our fingertips. And, if our phones are slow, we get pissed off, right? Like, because we expect them to be right on time, right on track. And, we can make those instant connections with people. Now, another example would be like Amazon, 2-day shipping, right? So, now looking at companies that don't have 2-day shipping, it's like, oh my gosh, I have to wait 5 days before my item actually ships. And people it kind of gives them a bad name. Now, on another note, Amazon is revolutionizing the way things are happening, and that's great. But not every part of our life is going to be like that. Just a couple other things like from the past, like, microwaves, like 1-hour photos, like just little things like that have conditioned us to become completely impatient in life. And, it is what it is. But again, we tend to give up a lot easier when things don't just show up right away. So let me just gather my notes here, guys. Sorry, the screen kind of went. There we go. Okay. Okay, so when it comes to, trying new things, people give up as soon as they don't see a result. And here is what you have to focus on when you get to this point in your business especially. And for me, I'm specifically talking about a doTERRA business. But this can be related to many types of businesses. Whenever you start your own business, you're in business for yourself, and you still have to plant seeds. So, number one, the harvest cannot be prevented. So, if you are consistently planting seeds, they will sprout. And you will not be focusing on the seeds that don't. In doTERRA, I see this firsthand. And when you're first starting out, it can be hard. And to be honest, in 2 years into my business, and I'm having people come to me from 2 years ago, whenever I first started. Now, here's the thing. People, whenever I'm talking about planting seeds, specifically with your business, and especially with doTERRA, it's making contacts, it's making connections, it's building relationships, it's planting a seed in someone else's brain that they're going to remember you. And whenever they're ready, they knew who to go to. And if they come to your class, 2 years ago, and they're not ready for 2 years, like, that's okay, right? Because you're consistently planting seeds. So there's consistently going to be a harvest, right? And, people, I find, get caught up in that one person, that they get attached to that one person, that if they say no, or, they planted one seed and the one seed was a no, and then they want to just jump ship. So I like to look at Tiffany Peterson has a really good analogy on this, and it's called some will, some won't, so what, someone's waiting. Because the truth is, someone is waiting. Someone is ready for what you have to offer. And if you are not talking to anyone at all and planting any seeds and wondering why your business or your goals are not being attained, you need to focus hard on this area in your business. And again, I'm speaking from experience. I came from, whenever I started this business, I came from talking to maybe a handful of people. I was not, my network was not. It didn't exist. I wasn't that person. I was very, I guess, not afraid of people. I wanted to be around people. I didn't trust people. I had a lot of limiting beliefs of my own, and I just kind of, as I grew up and got out of high school, that is the only thing that stuck with me from high school, right? Was that, okay, I have a small group of friends and that's it. And it's just not necessary. It's not necessary because there are good people out there. And now that's not my case anymore, right? But so someone who has gone from literally 5 seeds to, I don't even know how many seeds I have now. I'm consistently doing it. So on average, I like to plant 100 seeds a month. That's my goal right now. So you see how it's not like an overnight process either, right? So, okay, so here's what you kind of have to think as far as business sense goes, where if you're focusing on helping other people, which is the goal, which is what this is all about, right? If you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. It's not about you. It's about other people. It's about truly helping other people and planting those seeds that help other people. If you don't have that, then no, your seeds are not going to grow, right? So in life, it's the same thing. We are always planting seeds, good or bad, and we reap what we sow. And if we are, planting seeds of negativity to people, they're going to remember that. And they're not going to come back to you, right? At least most of them won't, unless that's the type of company they like, which you don't want that anyway. So, for example, I am always planting travel seeds. What I mean by that is, if you know me at all, you know that the goal for my family is that we're going to travel the world. And we are going to world school and just go everywhere. Now, you have to look at like what your goal is and how you're going to get there. So if, I'm always looking for connections in that area, so in about 5 years is when we're going to be doing this full time. So you have to plan for it. You have to plan for the success. You have to plan for the harvest. You have to plan for the growth. So for me, planting those travel seeds, and people now just know this about me. It's literally amazing how the law of attraction works, but they gravitate towards me. People that have, I can't tell you how many people I have met in just 2 weeks after I decided that Thailand was one of our destinations, that one of the first destinations we were going to go to. Literally flocked to me. It was amazing. And I'm always just looking for, oh my gosh, like, what's your experience? Like, I can't wait to go there, because I want to be in their mind if they get new information about it or whatever. Like, I'm always planting those seeds so that it helps cultivate the growth, right? It helps happen. So, I'm always looking for connections and resources in that area of my life. And another thing I do is I'm always planting positive feelings in someone else, because people are not always going to remember what you say, but they are absolutely going to remember how you make them feel. And if you make them feel good, even if it's just for 5 seconds, you never know how life-changing that could have been for them, because you might have been the only person that said that to them that day, or something nice or whatever. They're going to remember you. So you want to be very mindful as the seeds that you're planting, because they're going to come back to you. So, if you know a goal you have in mind, start talking about it, because you never know who or what could be the biggest jump to help you get there, to that goal. You never know. And this has happened over and over again in my life. And as I look back, part of it is manifestation. I'm not going to lie. It's all, kind of intertwined there. But there were people, as I look back on the big miracles of my life and the big goals that I have achieved, and I think, wow, like thinking of that person that, was the one person that helped me get to that goal. I never would have thought. And then I look back to, how did I meet this person? And it's just amazing. So, and I never would have been able to plan that out. I never, ever would have been able to say, like, oh yeah, like, back when, before something happened, like, I'm going to meet this person on this day. We're going to talk about this. It's going to be like 12 days. Then I'm going to call her, and then it's going to be 5 months, and then we're going to reconnect. Like, you would never be able to guess that, right? So again, always plant the seeds. So this is how I have literally attracted certain people to my life, my business, simply because I am always planting seeds for my future goals. People know me. People know what I want them to know. Really, I'm very transparent with you guys, but I I'm always planting those seeds of what I want to create, you know, never planting bad seeds. So, you know, for instance, like some of you know, we are planning to move out of the state within the next year, specifically to Colorado. And by planting that seed, I think I planted that seed, like I started planting those seeds over a year ago. And I now have at least over probably 15 or so connections out there, at least. And a nice chunk of people that I can actually call my friends out there. So, but I never would have done that if I wouldn't have planted that seed, right? So I'm planting that seed. Now because part of my, I don't want to say fear, but possibly a fear in that area was that I'm not going to have anybody to talk to, and I was okay with that, but I wanted to plant that seed so that it could grow, and I'm watching it grow, and I'm watching it grow to more people all the time. And I'm constantly running into people that are like, hey, I'm moving to Colorado. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And it's amazing. And it happens to my husband and I both, like, consistently. Like, it's amazing the synchronicities that happen whenever you start planting seeds, guys. I can't express that enough. So anyways, so what do we do to get optimal growth in life and business? How do we attain that? First of all, we have to stay the course. The more seeds you plant, the more growth you're going to experience. As far as doTERRA, it's recommended to plant 2 seeds a day. So talk to 2 new people a day. Or, basically, they don't have to be new to your life, but maybe new to the seed that you're planting, a new seed that you're planting, right? So right now in my business, and for you guys that are just starting out, like, you're going to get to the point where you realize you're here to do something big and you need to make a bigger impact. And how can you do that, right? So you want to plant more seeds. So instead of, maybe it's not 60 seeds a month or 30 seeds a month or whatever, it's 100, right? And everything is possible if that is where you put your mind. I still have this vision in my head where I'm going to be in front of 500 people in 1 month. I'm going to be in front of 500 people, and I can already see it unfolding because I've already, number one, you have to remember, like, these goals, you have to plant that seed in your brain as well. In your subconscious mind, you have to plant these seeds there as well. Otherwise, whenever things come to you, you're not even going to see them because you're not even aware of that's what you want. So first of all, plant the seed in your brain. Now, whenever you are planting the seeds in your brain and in your life at the same time, you are creating this ripple effect in your life. And if your goals continuously get bigger, you're going to continue to attract more people. You're going to continue to attract basically more soil to plant your seeds, essentially. And you're going to end up having a bigger impact. Now, there's multiple resources to plant seeds. And I recommend that you have at least three resources to plant your seeds. Now, for example, one of my first resource to plant my seeds for my business and just my life, really, because, my business is part of my life, so, is events. I absolutely love doing events. And I love speaking events. I love classes. I love big, like, arenas of people. Like, I love it. I can't wait to get in front of more people. So, and again, whenever you're in front of someone, you are going to have a bigger impact on them because they're going to be able to feel your energy. They're going to be able to feel that you truly care about them. It's just going to be a more personal impact that you're going to have. The second resource that I have, is clients, so my personal like Reiki clients. So if you're in another business, it could be your colleagues, I guess that's the word for it, your people that you work with, coworkers, that's the word I was looking for. It could be your coworkers. That could be another outlet for you. And then the third one is online. And this is the one being the smallest, which might surprise a lot of you. But I can't tell you how many times I've had people come to me and say, Ashley, I can't do this business because I don't have a Facebook following. Let me tell you that I didn't either. And I really still don't compare to a lot of people. Okay, there are people out there with 40,000 followers. Okay, I don't have that. But I will. And it wouldn't even get to the point if I would have never planted the seed in the first place. So a lot of people are afraid to even start because they're afraid to look like a beginner. If I could pull up my Facebook posts from when I first started my business, I would be like probably embarrassed. Or a lot of you would probably laugh because you have to start somewhere. And for me personally, I thrive on just literally doing and learning instead of like, I am not the let's read the fine print instructions type of girl. And I'm learning that some areas of life require that. But not when I started my business was I ever in that mindset. So therefore, I fell on my face a lot. I wasn't afraid to be a beginner. I just wanted to do it. I knew this is what I wanted. And for me as the only reason, to be honest, that I feel that I do so much on social media is, and not that I don't even do as much as some leaders, but I do a lot more than a lot of people, is because I like to see my work. I like to have that visual aid of what I'm creating. That's just how my brain works. I love to see it. I love to see it happen. I love to see it in front of my face. And, I love designing things. So whenever I get to design ebooks and graphics and things, it's like a field day. Okay. And, know that when I do that for everybody and for you guys, I pour my heart into it. I honestly do because I enjoy it so much. But again, if you would go back to the beginning, probably with my Instagram posts, you would probably laugh at the graphics and all the things. Like there were squirrels on some of them, guys. Like I'm not even kidding you. But it's all good. So that being said, online doesn't even have to be one of your outlets. But it does create a community. It does create a space for people to feel supported. And that's what I really like, my Facebook group, like my oil group tribe. I really enjoy it because everybody knows they're not alone, and people see that, oh, hey, there's other people in here that don't know what they're doing either, or that are new to this. Again, because sometimes being a beginner together is better for some people, Me personally, I don't care. Like, I don't care what anybody else is doing. I will just do whatever I need to get done. And I will fall on my face by myself if I have to. That's just me. But it's kind of like the concept of like, hey, I need a gym buddy. Hey, let's jump into this lifestyle together. I mean, it's the same thing because it is a significant change. So for the people that need that, I'm completely fine with that. That's wonderful. And I want to create that space for those type of people. Now, with me, creating YouTube now, this is because not everybody's on Facebook, and I'm learning this. And I'm also learning that I want another outlet for my people to get education, for everybody to get education, not just my people, right? I want to reach more people. I want to plant more seeds that I have no control over. Because how many times have you been on YouTube and you have stumbled across a random person, right? That now you like follow all the time. And again, outlet, it's an outlet. So really hone in on what are your 3 outlets for planting your seeds. And again, they could be none of the ones that I gave as examples. And that's totally awesome. You know, feel free to share. But it's what you have. It's what you have at your fingertips. It's what your life looks like. Everybody's life looks different. Someone might be, you know, I know, honestly, a lot of leaders, and again, this is going to be my life as well, their outlet is talking to people on planes. You know, is the person sitting next to them on the plane. And it works. It's awesome. It's great. And when you're on a plane all the time, that's a really good outlet to have, right? So it can be anything. Now, the random people like that you meet, which happens, right? That's in a whole nother category. That's like a subcategory. I don't really put that as my main 3 categories because, I mean, that could be one person, that could be 20 people, right? And if it is, that's great. But I don't hold that in a specific category. So, you know, and whenever you're doing this, you have to realize that success is just putting yourself in a bigger and bigger arena. So you might only be planting seeds in a small arena right now. And then you need to step out of that arena. And if you're feeling stagnant in your business, you're feeling no growth, you need to step out of that arena. Expand your comfort zone. Because I'll tell you what, you need to get uncomfortable being uncomfortable, because that's how you break the plateau and reach the next level. That is the only way to do it. And sometimes this takes a jump. You know, and I don't ask any of my personal like leaders to do anything that I'm not willing to do. Because if I haven't done it and I like to jump, you know, I can't expect anybody else to do it. And if you do, that's great. If you find another way to jump, then jump. That's wonderful. On your own, you know, but, you know, for me, like an example was like, you know, public speaking. Like it's a goal of mine to be a motivational speaker. And how am I going to get there? Right? I didn't take any classes in school. I didn't do any of that stuff. I had to jump. I had to jump and do it. And I did it. And again, it's a journey, right? And it's just now I'm putting myself in a bigger arena. I'm putting myself in front of more people. It's just a game of growth. So what do you do when you plant your seeds? Now what? You have to water them, right? So you have to nourish. I like the word nourish. You've got to nourish your seeds. So, you know, for example, if I meet a mom who needs help for her baby's colic or something like that, you know, but maybe she isn't ready to take the jump yet. You know, am I just going to be like, oh, okay, whatever? No, I'm going to nourish her. I might send her some education. I might send her a sample. I might, you know, just text her and say, hey, how are you doing? Like, how's things going? You know, nourish your seeds. If I have someone, you know, which I have a lot of people, we all have a lot of people, right? If you're already in this business, that love the product. Because let's be honest, doTERRA has a freaking amazing product. And they use it daily like most of us. So I will continue to make sure they have access to education. Even if they are not on Facebook, even if they are not in my Oil Tribe group, you know, I will personally reach out to that person or, you know, lead them. Now my whole, you know, thing is, you know, putting things on YouTube so that people can get there faster whenever they want. So when you're looking at a potential client or someone that you think may be the missing link to a goal you have, or you're like, oh, I know this is the person. Like, you attach yourself to that. You have to detach yourself from the outcome of how the seed is going to sprout. If you hold on to that one person and put all of your energy into that one seed, hoping that they join you or give you what you expect them to, and they don't, number one, you're going to be highly disappointed. And number two, you're missing out on all of the other seeds who are ready. And again, it could be someone from years ago. 60% of sales happen on the fourth interaction. So if you're consistently planting seeds, that fourth interaction comes around really fast. Because the fourth interaction for someone will be all the time. So therefore, it will be a constant harvest. However, you will also learn that some people will join, will do whatever, will blossom on the first interaction. And then you'll have people that will not until the 12th, right? So this is the other 40% of people here. Some never, even. But here's the thing too, like I said, you have to be detached from that. You can't be consumed with if that one person, it's gonna do whatever needs to happen, because guess what? There could be 5 other people, but you miss them because you're focused on that one person signing up. Doesn't work that way, right? And a lot of people go that route, and it's just not worth it. So you also have to realize some people will never do this business or never join because they will reject you because your light shines too freaking bright. Do not take it personally. And on the flip side of that, some people will be attracted to you because of that light. All in all, it doesn't matter when you are focused on consistently planting your seeds. It doesn't freaking matter. So the Nourish theory, nourishing people, goes the same for finding builders in your business. Nourish your team, and builders will sprout. Flowers you couldn't even have imagined will sprout. Nourish through education. Nourish through one-on-one support. Add value to your team. Add value to your people, to your clients, to your customers. And they will sprout. I see so many people all the time, just sprout randomly decide that this is what they want to do. Because they're watching you, number one. And they've gotten a lot of education. And they feel comfortable. And they're not going to get that if you're not nourishing them. And I can tell you that probably, I don't know the exact, percentage on this, but at least half, if not more, probably definitely more of your, business builders on your team are going to come from your customers because of this. So, action. Action is what makes everything happen. Something I recently started doing for myself was a daily list of my to-do list, which I do not pile things on it. I keep it super simple. 20% of it is like thought process, is like, okay, things I need to figure out. 60% of it is action-oriented items. Action to plant and nourish because you are the farmer of your life. So, I hope that that helps. I hope that that helps kind of give you a perspective on like what to focus on, especially if you're new at this. And even if you kind of just need a reminder, because we all need that sometimes. You know, we all kind of get off the path here. So, all right, guys. Well, that is my talk for the day. You can leave your comments below or message me if you have questions, or leave your questions below. Whatever you want to do. All right, guys. I will talk to you later.